Yeah, our guys are excited coming off the bye week. Came back to work on Monday and have had 2 good days getting ready for the third one to go down and play in this Georgia-Florida game. And I know our guys are excited. Our guys from the state of Florida and from South Georgia get to play a little closer to home, and I know they'll be excited to have friends and family at this one.
We'll start things off with Dennis Dodd of CBS Sports.
Hey, Kirby. There's so many guys who've gotten an extra COVID year, but Stetson might be unique in that he's at the spot in his career where it's just got to be fun for what he's doing. He's got a national championship. He's the guy for the first time in his career. Have you seen that sort of joy in his game beyond the football?
Yeah, I think it has not changed him in terms of the winning or the role. He's always been kind of a happy guy. He just loves competing. He loves football. He certainly is in the spotlight much more now in terms of his reps and his practice habits. But I haven't noticed a change. I just know he enjoys the game. He enjoys the camaraderie with the guys. He really likes big moments and competing, and that's what you look for in a quarterback.
All right, thanks.
Next is Mike Griffith of the AJC.
Yeah, Coach, I think you brought it up a few weeks ago. I thought of it when Stetson took that shot against Vanderbilt. So many of these teams have gone to the second quarterback. Can you just talk about the importance of the development, and has Carson Beck been able to grow and improve as this year has gone on? Are you pleased with where he's at as a potential option if needed?
Carson's done a nice job. A guy that studies, and it's always the case with the backup quarterback. They've got to be prepared, and they got to prepare every game, unless if they're the starter, because they don't know when things will happen or when they've got to go in. I think he does a really good job of doing that. I think we do a really good job of managing his reps and making sure that he's prepared and getting the looks that he needs to prepare and to develop. Certainly hasn't been in a lot of critical moments like Stetson has, but he's done everything we've asked him to do.
Next, we'll go to Anthony Dasher of UGAsports.com.
Morning, Coach. Assuming that Smythe is good to go, other than any better depth, what's the biggest impact having him back will have?
Special teams, conditioning level of the other players. I think he's still going through getting back to normal in terms of striking things, hitting people. Conditioning is different when you're on the side than it is when you're out there running and tackling and doing the things that tax you endurance-wise, and that'll be the biggest adjustment for him.
And just one quick follow-up I forgot to ask you yesterday. How's Chaz Chambliss doing with his injury?
He's been good. We're expecting him to.
You are in queue.
Go. He's got a hamstring, so it actually bothered some yesterday, and he's trying to get where he can help us in a role on special teams and cover some kicks and do some.
Thanks.
Next is AP Stedham of WHEP.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Coach, what's been the difference with Anthony Richardson when he's had success and then when he's struggled? Have you been able to figure that out on film?
No, I mean, I really haven't looked at it that way because, in my opinion, he does what the offense asks of him. And Billy and them do a nice job using his skill set in terms of what they ask him to do. And he's come a long way from the time he played last year where it was more, quarterback run oriented. And now, he's developed more as a play-action passer with a really, really high-quality run game and taking shots down the field to some big receivers.
Thank you.
Next is Steve Moulton, WDZN.
Morning, Coach. Always appreciate the time, sir. Coming off that bye week, what is your overall evaluation of your offensive line through the first half of this season, Coach?
So a deep group that's worked really hard. They have a a great unity within their group. Some really good leaders in there. Van Pran, McClendon, they do a great job. Broderick, Warren Erickson, they do a really tremendous job for our offense in terms of setting the standard at practice, and the expectation of how to practice is really important. And most offensive lines take on that personality, and they've done a really good job of doing that. I think they protected Stetson really well, and we've had different strengths at different times, but we tried to emphasize different things at different times, and they've really helped us do that.
And in terms of a run game performance, what is that next step you'd like to see out of your offense, just from a running standpoint, Coach?
Well, I don't want to see just running. I want to see a complete offense that can have competitive balance. That can take what the defense gives you. It's just misleading nowadays because so many football plays, have an option to throw the ball off of the run game, and a lot of that's not predicated off how somebody's blocking. It's predicated off the look the defense gives you. That's true about Florida's offense. That's true about Georgia's offense. True about every offense that we face. So it's hard to pinpoint like that because you could call 25 runs and 15 of them could be passes based on what the defense does. And a lot of people think that we're throwing the ball when we're really running the ball.
Thank you, Coach.
Next is Dan Legge of Dog Post.
Hey, Kirby, I wanted to ask about what you hear, smell, and see when you come out of the tunnel in Jacksonville. Is it different than other games, and just kind of your overall thoughts with that?
No, I think the locker room's different, obviously, because it's more like being at home in terms of the quality for an NFL locker room and that kind of thing. It's not your older historic stadium like you sometimes have in the SEC. But as far as what you see, it's 50-50. That's unique. That's different. Here is probably just crowd noise. I couldn't tell you on smell. I don't know that.